Let me go ahead and go quickly.
Yeah. So, about this one, is it visible?
Yeah.
So, the next one is regarding whether CSR expenditure is contextually aligned or not. So, what I have found is that although poverty is a major issue of the United States, not much intervention in or expenditure CSR has been done in that particular aspect. Rather, those expenditure have been done on some other games. Although those things are important, still it appears that there is the local context probably has not always been taken care of by dividing those CSR interventions. Next one is the CSR is able to reduce poverty. So two things have been actually analyzed and found that most of the CSR interventions are being done in highly prosperous states. So poor states are left behind, which requires a lot of such interventions. It is understood that probably local context is used by performing that CSR intervention. But then the issue of equity is not taken care of when we take that kind of approach. The second one is that it doesn't actually help a lot in terms of improving per capita income. When we start looking at the CSR impact on individual level. Now coming to CSR intervention and
I'm sorry you have to close it now.
Yeah, so
it's getting too long. Okay.
So I think these are some of the contributions. I think contributions to the theoretical part that we talked about, that is the implicit theory, which is a basic theory which connects why organization performs CSR. And these are some of the kind of implications for policy makers as well as practitioners. So I think question answer session for some of the I would like to clarify or give answers to some of the queries and questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone ask some question to something?
Okay, I have 11 students of PG diploma students. So 3 out of 11 students were having anxiety during the second wave of COVID-19, but there was no anxiety or stress found in the first lockdown. And according to 6 respondents, female faculties, they were also seen that female faculties were most approachable, whereas 6 out of 11 respondents have clearly stated that there was mental stress decreased after discussions and approaching the faculty. Coming to the conclusion part, so the findings of my study highlight that with the intervention by the clinicians, with panel students were satisfied with the way the problems were tackled, because mental stress is something which needs attention today as it is equally important to physical health. Limitations, to the last slide, limitations were that firstly the sample consists of 95% female respondents, leading to some biases in finding. Secondly, a majority of our participants were from mass communication graduates and postgraduates, so their individual work is needed to use a stratified nationwide sample across wider experience to verify and comment resist findings. And future work could also focus more deeply over the relationship between intervention and other applications, and I am covered the intervention part, and we are also satisfied that they are, that can be more studied with the help of lead and adaptation theory. So thank you all of you, thank you. Any questions?
Yeah.
Thanks, Ms. Roma. It has been a great presentation.
Thank you, sir.
I have this one query. Was your methodology based on a random sample, or you just how you chose your respondents?
Sir, I chose the respondents from my college where I am teaching right now. So it was I have chosen the students of mass communication only, but I am planning to take some more responses from other students as well, because I have only targeted, I have only taken the students of mass communication.
Yeah, because that is my worry, because that may give a tinge of bias or like something assumed, like if you're going to your cohort or your friends or to your someone you know, then it is somewhat assumed that what would be the response, because we have already discussed it, or something like this. But as you said, and you have already pointed out in the limitation, which is very good, and the relevance of the study, because if you do it from a different strata of the society, then maybe this can be a future detailed research topic and maybe a policy statement from the platform of CIMP. So this can be a really great topic because it is, and COVID is not here to end in soon. So we have to keep innovating, especially in the academic side, that how we can actually do those interventional methods to keep the educational pipe on. Okay? But overall it was good.
Thanks. So should I take some survey from other departments, other schools as well?
Yes, your survey should be like sample size should be taken first of all from different strata also, and also the most important, you can do more literature reviews. It is purely a mass com typical survey done within the institute, so you have not gone outside your field. I can also, if I go just on my Facebook, I can get 5,000 people because that is my, I have more than that on my Facebook. So that won't give you because you have already told them that what sort of survey you are doing. For this type of topic, you should have a multi-dimensional questionnaire and also a multi-strata respondents. But anyway, that was a good presentation. I completed.
Just wanted to understand if any government is going to take this issue that's fine, it may come under the CSR, but how you think that your topic falls under the umbrella of this seminar? Roma, can you hear me?
Can you please repeat?
Yeah. Your topic is paper is much appreciated. It's really a major concern for the society. If any corporate takes this particular issue, it may fall under their CSR or corporate social responsibility. But how your topic falls under this umbrella of the topic which is for this seminar?
Sir, actually, there was some topic which is admissions interventions. So I have little gone through because my research topic is admissions intervention during the pandemic situation. So I wanted to cover the.
I don't see any scope.
The professors, the teachers, the admissions have offered during the pandemic. The mental stress is one of the main issues behind the pandemic, during the pandemic situation. So that is why I have molded the topic and chose this topic.
An institution can take this initiative, but an individual, whenever we are writing any paper or presenting anything on any particular specific seminar, we also need to go and see that what exactly the audience of this particular seminar is looking for. Thank you.
You were very pertinent question that if the seminar is all about corporate social responsibility and the different facets of it, how is your research topic, which is otherwise a very important topic in the current scenario, how does it fit into this seminar theme of study? Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you are right.
And how can you bring in the corporate angle? Can the corporates join in your research to be a partner with the academic fraternity to actually provide those interventional methods to beat the pandemic and carry on the academic pursuits by helping the students or even the faculty, those who are facing this challenge? The list is Ms. Deepa Sharma. You can do it. Yeah, you can connect with Deepa Sharma quickly.
Laptop, I'm not able to share my video, my face, so I'm sorry for the inconvenience. The title and presentation is Corporate Social Responsibility and Firm Performance in Business Research, a bibliometric study of major themes. We know that every company has a responsibility towards the society as it operates and exists within the purview of society and derives its gain from it. The emergence of the corporation's responsibility towards the society stems from the fact that a business is a part of society and cannot work in isolation. Research in CSR in business has its formal origins in mid-1953 when Mr. Bowen wrote a book on social responsibilities of a businessman. Since then, the focus of scholars in this area has had major shifts. The research has gained momentum mainly in the decade starting in 2010, as evident by the number of articles published in that area, which has reached its highest level in 2020. It is important to look back and analyze the important themes that have been developed in the literature concerning any research area. In the present study, I have conducted a bibliometric analysis focusing on the major themes on the business case of CSR. Now, business case of CSR concerns itself with the following question: what tangible benefits do business organizations reap from engaging in CSR activities? As pointed out by Dr. Bhaskar Chatterjee yesterday morning, this stream of research has actually been developed and has gained such momentum as the response of the scholars to the claim made by Milton Friedman in 1970s that the social responsibility of a business is to earn profits. Since then, many of the researchers have argued with this claim, and the topic of this business case of CSR is considered a response to Milton Friedman's statement. To move into in-depth of this particular theme of the paper, I want to just go into the objectives of the study. Now, the objectives were to highlight the major themes in research relating to CSR and firm performance, to describe the most used keywords in the area of CSR and firm performance studies, and to present the keyword co-occurrence network of studies on CSR and firm performance research. Now, the design or methodology of the study, I have collected the data from the Scopus database. It is one of the largest the bibliometric database which is existing apart from others which are there, like Web of Science and others. It presents a more comprehensive picture that I have seen from some articles that have quoted that. So I have taken the data from 1987 to 2021, that is for 34 years. And the key terms that I searched in the basic search is CSR or corporate social responsibility and firm performance or financial performance. By searching this and only excluding the articles which were not English, I discovered 1723 articles on 27 October 2021. That was the extraction date. And for the analysis, I have used WAS Viewer, which is a visualization technique developed by Van Beck Waldman in 2011 for the keyword co-occurrence network. And I have used BiblioShiny, which is a Shiny software developed from a bibliometric app, which is created by Arya and Kukurela in 2017. For which I have used the keyword co-occurrence and word cloud. These two analyses are done from BiblioShiny. After this result, after analyzing, I have included these articles in those softwares. I have created. I have found 3,648 keywords have been discovered out of the 1,720 articles. And by analyzing what are the top 20 used keywords in the particular research area of CSR and firm performance, I have discovered that apart from the key search terms, I have discovered sustainable development, finance, sustainability, stakeholder, the highest occurrence. Now, in this regard, I have also conducted a keyword co-occurrence analysis. Basically, keyword co-occurrence analysis I have conducted using the software WAS Viewer. It presents this particular network structure of the keywords which are most commonly co-occurring with each other, which actually gives out vocabulary picture of a particular research study. Also, giving out the various themes which have been developed in the literature concerning this particular area. The nodes in this network, actually the dots in the network actually represent the keyword, and the size of the node indicates how many times the keyword has occurred, and also the line showing the link between the two nodes shows the keyword co-occurrence network. Between the keywords or the co-occurrence string that has been shown by the line. The width of the line indicates how strongly keywords are linked together. So basically this provides a picture about the theme or thematic picture is provided given by this kind of keyword co-occurrence network. And this network actually I have attached to my paper for more easy visibility, but to just literature with respect to the keywords that I have searched. And the most important, the bigger the co-occurrence, the highest co-occurrence link strength is with this keyword, which is corporate social responsibility and financial performance and firm performance. Because they were the main, I have selected the top 7 clusters. I have 13 actually clusters which is identified by the different colors have been identified. So out of these, the 7 I have selected here, okay, which had the most co-occurrences. So the strongest link in the first cluster actually was, the word was environmental, which actually the major themes within these clusters that I've identified relates to environmental policy of firms and the institutional ownership. How the ownership pattern is going to affect the environmental policies in an organization. Basically that theme cluster is related to that theme. Next cluster is about CSR. The main strongest link in that cluster is for the term CSR, and it relates to CSR intangible resources of an organization, like reputation, innovation, how CSR is related to all those resources, all those terms, all those concepts. And the next one, I found one of the largest clusters also for sustainability, corporate strategy and sustainability. These two keywords, these two themes also have been used quite often in the research concerning the business case of CSR. Next one, very importantly, the stakeholder engagement, because ultimately the CSR is towards the Freeman and others have propagated that the main purpose of the organization is not only towards the primary stakeholders like the shareholders, but it is also towards all the other important stakeholders. So then how these companies have, what are the policies that they have adopted in line with the Companies Act or otherwise across the world with respect to the stakeholders, their reporting, disclosure, and the sustainability reports actually relates to this particular cluster. The next one which came prominently is again the stakeholder theory, which concerns itself. It's a very important theory in the business case of CSR, which also says that business has responsibility towards not only the shareholders but all the stakeholders, and also it relates to some performance indicators like what kind of indicators of financial performance are affected by the CSR. Yes, sir?
We conclude in 1 minute.
Okay. So next is actually the recent studies which have focused on another cluster has come up with respect to financial risk, distress and risk management, obviously with respect to COVID-19. Going into wrapping up with my conclusion that for generally these themes have been identified in the literature, and also some future research directions have been proposed. Now here in this case, the sustainable development actually in recent years has come up as a major theme, indicating that CSR does not give benefit to a company only for a short period of time, and the approach of the company should not be short-term horizon driven, it should be a long-term sustainable approach. And also strategic management literature and CSR has combined, and this combination of these has also come up with many articles, and also there is a scope for this in the future. And ownership structure, again, the study of ownership structure on the CSR policies of the companies have also been one of the widely studied area. And also nowadays companies not only should focus on the economic, or they are not only focusing on the economic effect but also the social effect of their activities in research. And underlying mechanisms as to CSR and financial performance is not at all related with many scholars have argued that, and they have said that there are underlying mechanisms, mediators, moderators in the relationship, which requires more studies in the coming future. To wrap it up, a recent article written by R.G.D. Carroll in 2021 is one of the major contributors to the research in CSR area. So he has contributed that obviously we are reaching the age of responsibility, and he has said that now the company's focus should not be image driven but it should be performance driven. And also because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the social contract between the companies and the society, and also the primary stakeholders like employees and consumers will have a major play in the CSR research in the future, in practice as well as in theory. So So I conclude my presentation here. Thank you all for patient hearing. Plus articles will generally will come up. So basically, the one such area I feel is that individual level of analysis. One more specific area that I have found is that individually, all these articles that focus on how institutional pressures or how within an organizations the studies have been from that point of view. So more perspective on like one of the scholars was presenting about how one human community or something, how CSR. So ground level research and all, I think they are the future. I think ground level research, individually how CSR is affecting one individual person, communities, what NGOs, collaborators. So these areas I think needs to be more explored in the future. Also CSR and communication research actually is quite the theme where scholars have also focused on that how communicating about the CSR, how it leads to so that CSR and communication research also is one new thread in the I think not new but most researchers like Tang and all about the strategic management that how the companies should adopt the CSR, whether they should adopt it consistently or with what kind of stakeholders they should be focusing on more. So this actually that area I'm trying to bring about in my research strategy.
So my advice, because this is my state, Bihar.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
इसलिए मैं हिंदी में बात करूँ.
जी सर.
एक ही टॉपिक पकड़ो, एक ही इशू पकड़ो, और उसका पूरा निचोड़ और एक रिसर्चर के लिए सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज ये है कि first convince yourself before you try to defend your research.
Yes sir.
If you are confident right from first word to the last word of your research topic, which you of your research paper, then you can even fight. You can even fight against your advisor. That no, I'm correct. I have read these many things. I have done this much of research. So
Yes sir.
where we fall into a trap that rather than going into five different directions, what do you mean the underlying mechanisms? These are all those typical corporate words.
Yes
It
sir.
has to be decoded in a proper research manner.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes sir. Thanks sir.
They have fabulous job, but just try to restructure.
Yes sir.
And
Sure,
also
sir.
when you go on your research, when you go on your design and methodology, what you
Yes.
have mentioned is part of your research design and methodology.
Yes sir.
So don't use the word methodology. The methodology is something which you will be doing next.
Yes sir.
Design and methodology. Okay, that was your research design, that data and algorithms have been extracted.
Yes.
But to investigate your hypothesis,
from that, if that's okay with
go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so everyone, I'm happy today, and I'm not a scholar. I'm happy to order on before. And so what I'm going to talk about today is an essay on the apparent tension that exists between the social responsibilities of corporations and their profit-making mandate that they have. And I'm going to argue that why corporations are the best place to drive sustainable social development in the pursuit of nation building. Better example of where a corporation has driven a sustainable social development. And so let's dive into the first one, which entities basically drive social development. And if you think about the entities that may drive social development society, the first that comes to mind is the government. The second is the individuals, and third are organizations. And organizations are split between non-profit organizations, for-profit organizations, and there is a whole spectrum. So let's focus on the government for a minute. It is, I think, the pretty much self-confidence that the nation state has, due to the increasing force of capitalization and globalization, the nations have lost their economic power considerably in the last 200 years because of these two forces, and corporations have gained more and more economic and other kinds of power. As such, the leverage that nation states have in driving social development is going down. And a total example that is when the US government asked Apple Corporation to bring back factories, factory like in States, and then Apple CEO Steve Jobs point blank declined Mr. President Obama that it's not possible to happen, it has not happened. And so as such the power, this example shows the contrast between the power of the Congress and the legislature. Now, Congress can decide where to and the legislature, even if they want, they don't have much control over it. The legislature is out of the meeting. So their power is very. The second is the individuals, how they can drive to the government. They form their donations and the charity, they form the backbone of most of the social development activities. However, you can say that it's not reliable because individuals will be, thrown to their own whims and desires, and you can't rely on that. And I talked about my own example, and it's like every year you have to go out and make donations. It's not from individuals, and it's not whims anymore. So my individuals will have to. They have to take into account the social development angle. So you need to take, you don't have to go outside. You need to take the example of local companies like Tata. We all know that they are one of the oldest, more profitable companies, corporations in the country, and they are known for their CSR activities. I think any group feedback as to how focus on the social development and not-for-profit, they too can be blended. And the second argument against the for-profit criticism against corporations is the ecosystem which corporations are very corporate. The digital society as a whole is like developing. The corporations can make more money, and vice versa. The society is backward and is not developing. The corporations as a whole don't make that much money. And I mean, it's very obvious if you see a developed society, the corporations over there, even with the smaller business numbers in terms of users, all the overall population they are serving, they tend to be more profit than the $4 it's a larger base, but operating in a more developed society. And like a very contrasting example would be corporations serving 1 million users in Pakistan versus a corporation serving 1 million users in India. You could see which you could guess which corporation would make more money. So the corporations go after the social development of the vital ecosystem in the society, they stand to be more money as well. And so that ecosystem is not fair for the companies that have that long-term profitability as well as operating in a developed society. And finally, I will give some examples of corporations and organizations that are doing better and that are blending very well. And so some of the common examples would be in EdTech and in fintech companies. So all these EdTech companies that are currently operating in India,
kind of taking through a very personal journey. My topic is collective social responsibility and passage through equity, diversity, inclusion of transgender. Been working with them last 3 years, and then actually thought I would be doing something very particular for a group of people, and so actually focusing on my research into a group of people of 18 transgender. So why is this research? In the context of recently, there was a ICCSR ceremony. The transgender community usually chooses leaders in their community. So I thought at the end of the festival celebration, those 18 community leaders, I call them to, I've been journeying with them, so I call them to a kind of they have attained the first level of economic beneficiary stage to the second level of recognize the need to upskill and do a training of leadership. So it's a journey with transgender, their lives, So basically, it's to empower them skills and particularly leadership. And so in that particular context, I thought, I could take up, transgender themselves, undertake the role of training their own community members, whether it's kind of networking. Also, one time in the course of time, become visibility and equality. That is the thing. So the basic comprehensive view is basically division is from a non-person, non-entity, like a part of most of them are being treated to person, full human person, and then from pure freedom, from suspicion to equality. It's a broader vision that I've been translating into what exactly basically my paper is all about. And this kind of interested, curious to know can transgender become agents of social change using the corporate bodies, skills and training that they offer. And so I kind of identify the need basically, in terms of talking about inclusivity, talking about diversity, inclusion. So there are specifically 18 transgender I've been training, I think traveled within the last 6 months, and conducted a number of leadership training programs, and this is one such very recently, on the 5th of December, I actually had it. And so here is the trainers, they are in terms of the training, basically their audio podcast, interviews, workshops, group discussions. So I kind of segmented it into 2 groups, presentations, specifically looking into their leadership training. So exactly I used the methodology of participatory action research. Participatory action research is something that will evolve knowledge production from them. You don't, the researcher doesn't impose, but it's creating a democratic pre-production of finding out what communicates that he wants. And so why is that it is important, basically importance of relationship, making the interdependent, making them into full human, holistic formation. In that particular context of methodology, participatory action research, whereby I travel with them, I journey with them, looking at them. Thank you.
I thank all the participants and all those who are presented to witness this session, and also I thank the organizers for coming up with such an innovative idea to bring all these calls together. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Is on CSR.
Am I done for the day? Can I leave?
So,
Okay.
what the topic I chose that was more on ethics, but CSR is very much a part of ethics. And since the paper was accepted, that's why I thought of presenting it. So, if I could have this could have been highlighted more that I have to concentrate on corporate social responsibility, then of course, chance of improvement is always there, sir. So since the paper was accepted, then I thought that okay, I should switch on with this topic only. Otherwise, sir, this is
Just wanted to understand because if you see the topic of this.
yes, I'm getting your viewpoint, but this is what I have to say to justify
there are
myself.
a number of issues in
Yes,
this country,
yes.
in this world.
Yes. So, but I hope, sir, that CSR is again a part of ethics. We can very much relate.
You must have written what was the
It's not charity, it's not
Okay.
health.
Send the paper.